Wow. I tell you guys, there is not any other time I've ever been proud of what I do than on this video. Exactly what transpired in less than 2 days ago. I'm gonna share with you how I saved, okay, by the grace of God, I saved 20-year-old marriage from breaking. Guess what? Because of finances. And when I tell you guys, over 75% of divorces that are experienced nowadays, it is because of what we call misunderstandings on the finances. I am telling you, I do not know much. I'm not even things to do with psychology and marriages and what have you. But I know one thing. If you put your finances in order, let me just put that on board. If you put your finances in order, finances, how you spend your money, if you get this right, yo, I'm telling you, over 75% of chances of divorces will actually go down. Well, I received a call just like any other time. I do receive calls from clients. And I know you're like, wow, you receive calls? Yes, I do. How do I call you? Okay, fine. You see down below there when I have the description of this specific video, what is it and what have you. Down below there is my number fixed there. So you can always grab that number, take that my email, and you can shoot me a text or an email or a call that you can be able to get into the board. But just a cup of coffee's price. Anyway, I received a call from a guy. All right. And the guy was like, you know what, Joseph? I make a good some amount of money. The guy at first was not even revealing how much he actually makes. And guess what? I do have kids. And of course, by God's grace, I have a wife and what have you. But things are tough. Do you actually have some times when you can talk? I say, yeah, you can go ahead and talk. And you know what? How much do you charge? I shared my charges and what have you. The guy told me, you know what, Joseph? Where I am right now, I feel like I'm at the corner. I'm asking about the reason. See, I did start an investment or a business. I earn around, that's not time now, the guy was revealing. He told me, right now as we speak, I earn around 170,000 per month. 170,000 per month, that is around like, how much is this? It's like a $1,700, yeah? That's a good amount of money. Anyway, if you're watching me from, if you're watching this video from the West, in Africa, this is a huge chunk of cash. Anyway, the guy was earning that amount of money and told me, oh, you know what, Joseph? Right now, I started 3 businesses for my wife. All failed. I asked the guy, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm a plumber. Okay, you're a plumber, fine. Now, I started up 2 businesses for my wife. First, it was a general shop or grocery store for those who are watching from the West. Two, I started one, it was about the shop. Two, it was about the cosmetics. And the third one was about the plumbing shop. Because when I realized whatever the idea she was giving me was not working out. And where we are right now, a lot of my money has gone down into the drain. Close to 1 million. That's like 10,000 USD. It's gone down. I mean, I cannot even monitor anything. Right now, as we speak, we have never even built our own home. Number two, some of the school fees are not even paid. Number three, I tried to get myself a car for my purposes. Right now, I cannot even service my car and fueling and what have you. Number three, I don't even have the savings. And number four, guess what? My marriage is on a brink of actually breaking. What exactly do I do in this particular situation? See, well, the moment is actually involved the finances and social life, you have to be very keen and cautious. I said, would you mind maybe if you can just plan a session with your partner? Maybe we can have a Google Meet video call and have the discussion so that I may be able to get the two parties, view and what have you. Because I don't like to make judgment just listening from one party. He said, actually, that's a brilliant idea. Sure, we can go ahead and do that. And after 3 days that we planned, then the call was here. And we had the session at the evening. And I'm telling you, it was the most heated debate that I've ever had. I think maybe I should be making videos of this. Maybe I should be asking my clients whether they're okay to appear on videos and having this discussion so that you can watch these videos in real time and understand what they are. Or maybe audio. I don't know. I'm going to figure out about this specific thing if they accept. And by the way, if you'd like us to, or maybe making those videos, let me know in the comment section. Now, this is it. So we were having a session and then I realized, you remember there was a video, guys, I made and I told you it is good to understand your partner in terms of the personal finance. What are they? How do they respond to money? Because different people respond to money differently. We have different personalities when it comes to finances. There's some people, we call them the hoarders. Let me just put it on the board. There's some people who we call them, understand who is your partner. There's some people we call them the hoarders. All right. These are people who just keep money. They don't want to invest. You share them an idea of investing. They don't want to listen to anything. They think that they're going to lose money and what have you. Then we have people, we call them the frugal people. Frugal, we can call them in the minimalists or minimalist. These are people who are commonly known as stingy, what have you. They make a lot, but they live way less kind of a lifestyle and what have you. All right. Then we have people, we call them the investors. Okay. We have the investors. All right, obviously that's just self-explanatory. Then we have other class of people that usually call them the consumers, okay? The consumers or the spenders. Now, these people, These are different personalities when it comes to money. Now, can you imagine this? This is a consumer. This is a person who sees money, thinks about consuming. I told you I had a friend of mine whom we were working, and I'm telling you, once they get the money, they think of buying the next thing. So now what I realized is that the lady is actually a consumer, is a spender. And the guy is this an individual who is a what? Is an investor. Is a guy who actually goes there and looks for investment opportunities and what have you and growth and that kind of a thing. So the lady believes this guy of mine is making around 170,000 per month. I mean, we should be living comfortably. And the reason why they were actually on a brink of actually divorcing, it is because the lady was fronting the idea of building their own home. This is not an old couple per se. Well, that extremely old and what have you. They are playing around couple of years and what have you. By the way, for your information, they were less than 50 years thereabout. And then, where it's not like a extremely old couple. The situation is the lady wanted them to actually build a home. The guy is saying, well, it's true, is a good idea, but the reality is we do not have the cash flow. All right, maybe I think the guy has been consuming my videos and what have you. But anyway, at their age, they should be thinking on how they can be able to build their home. But the reality is, the guy is trying to start all these businesses so that they can create the streams of income so that they can be able to go ahead and do what? The thing. But guess what happens? Now, this lady, she's actually, the reason why I actually find out, I'm actually cutting the stories because it's a long conversation. I came to realize how exactly is happening because the guy was claiming the businesses I've started this lady, I do not know even where the money is actually going. And we tried to find out where the money is actually going. And we asked the lady, where is the money going? After finding out, the guy realized later that the lady's money or the business that he has actually started for this lady or the wife, actually this lady is actually building a family home, building what we call the parents' home back at home. Now, tell me, how smart is that? This is a husband and a wife. They are supposed to create their own home, put their finances in order so that they can propagate their life. Now, here we are. You start a business for your partner, and then you realize the business or the money that she's getting from the business, she's not pumping it in so that she can grow the business. She's doing as much as they can to make sure that at least they're able to build the parents' house. You see these dreams that most of the people usually have and says, you know what, once I grow up, I would like to go and build my mother's and father's house and what have you. And then they're getting that money from the business that you've started. And you know, there are two types of homes that people do not understand. There is a home that you left and the home that you created. And I'm telling you, the home that you create is far much better than the home. I mean, it's that's where your life revolves around. All the cash is actually towards the parents' place. The guy was actually to cause chaos, and I told the guy, no, you don't have to do exactly that. What you're supposed to understand is to put this lady into understanding that that is not exactly the appropriate thing to do. Because if you do this, you're gonna get yourself into problems. And I told the guys, guess what? At this particular point, let's actually deal with the realities. There's nothing like sugarcoating. Let's deal with the realities. And the lady was actually saying, hey, let's go ahead and build. They can do this and do that kind of a thing. And that process, the guy saying, you know what? Yes, we can, but I want us to do the building once we clock about 40, 50 years. We are 2 or 3 years from now. 3 years, we can do this and that. We can be able to raise a particular amount of money. And then what you do, you understand, one is a consumer, the other one is an investor. In that way, those people are actually crashing. Because this one does not understand the concept of investing before realizing or building a home. The other one does not understand the concept of investing. They just understand, we get the money, let's put it on the ground, let's build, let's have a home, let's have all those kind of things. And this one is actually contributed by not understanding each other. And you know what? We actually came to an agreement. We said this, guess what? What, as a lady, would you say are the shortcomings of your husband? What are the greatest weaknesses can you tell from your husband? The lady was saying, yeah, the guy is great, he makes money, but the problem that he has is that he rarely plays the vital role when it comes to us acquiring our own home. And I get frustrated because I see that we're actually growing old. Our kids are actually doing away with universities. We do not have our own home, we are still renting. And I believe he makes a good amount of money per month. I also do some other things when he starts me a business. We do a simple farming here and there. And I said, that's very true. The time is catching up with you. But the point is this, do you have money as of now. Obviously, I was tempted to ask the question, the guy, how much do you have in your savings? And I realized in African setup, we really share our finances, we really share our money in terms of the savings that we have with our partners. Maybe it can be an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. It depends. Again, I'm not going to make my own view on this. That is according to you how we're going to view it. But obviously, I didn't ask that question because I realized it can be a bit comfortable with the guy because I'm an African anyway. You know what? That is exactly how things happens here. So the point is, well, I asked the guy, fine. So how much is your budget that you would like to build? They said, but our budget is around 6 million. 6 million, that's around 60,000 USD. That's what we need to actually build ourselves a home because we already have a property somewhere. So the point is this. So from now to then, are you able to raise that money within 3 years period of time? He said, yes, if we get peace of mind. And of course, the business that we're having right now, the plumbing shop that I have as of now, it is actually doing good, but I cannot tell where the money is going. After us identifying that money is being channeled toward this particular place, I said, I'm not going to enter, or I'm not going to actually talk about, calling your in-laws and asking them and what have you, because that can bring chaos. And obviously, maybe the in-laws are not even aware the lady is actually getting money from the business and the business is on the downdrain. So what I would like you to tell me, to do is that you already know where the money is going. Probably you can decide to talk with your wife and let her know that that's not the way we do the things. Or if then that is not the position too, you can get somebody run the business. You'd rather even employ somebody, get your wife to do some other things, whatever she wishes to do, maybe farming like she's doing as of now. So when actually we had this conversation, this was the agreement. We're gonna do the building of the house, but this has to happen after the 3 years as of now. Why? I cannot commit my 6 million even if I have the money. That's what the guy was saying. Even if I have the money, I cannot commit that money as of now without understanding, yes, I've built myself a home. What are we going to be eating? What are we going to be? Because we're actually going into a transition. I would rather even build the rental houses whereby I can be able to rely on the cash flow that I'm getting from the real estate. Therefore, I can, you get the thing. This is where we get ourselves into problems of somebody's not seeing the future. Somebody is seeing the today's comfort, without disregarding the fact that in future they need money and all those kind of things. All right. So at this particular point, they were all in agreement. Guess what? You commit on your job. You commit on the business that I've started. Says doing exactly what you're doing as of now, because those are the loopholes where this money is going. If we can seal all those loopholes, then I be committed. Then we can be able to build our home in phases. And then I ask the question at the tail end of the conversation. Now you've said you would like to build the 6 billion home for the purposes of you living somewhere. But the question is, you're relying on the business. You're actually facing out from living in an active income, showing up to a business each and every day. So the question is, do you think it's safer to build your own home, or do you think it's safer to come up with several units of rentals whereby you are sure you can be able to get, like, 6 million will give you around 60,000 or something of sort each and every month coming in from your rentals? So which one will be more appropriate? And guess what? Both of them unanimously agreed. It is better to actually realize the units for the rentals. Then we can actually think, maybe you can even grab some 2 or 3 units from the same place, or 1 unit, or whatever the thing it is. At least we are getting something because we messed up around the place. You know what? That made me feel so good because they are in agreement of what exactly they can be able to do. They told me make this video and make it public there, but of course retain our identities. Obviously, I cannot mention your identities. But if you're watching this video, of which I'm pretty sure you guys were watching the video, I hope you stick to what you agreed, because you are the one who said that's exactly what you're gonna do. And that crisis has been there. What I learned from that specific video, and probably what I would like you to learn, that's why I'm making this video. If you're couples, you are out there, these are kind of the problem that you're facing. Always identify who you are having as your partner. How exactly do they behave? How exactly do they respond to cash and what have you? That way, gonna help you a lot in terms of the decision making as you progress to the next level. That is exactly what we use, what we do, so that at least we can be able to grow ourselves to the next level. And by the way, if you'd like to have my services or get my services, you can always grab that number of mine and shoot me a call or text, and we can have the conversation. And that is exactly how I saved 20-year-old marriage from breaking, because these guys were actually on a brink of what we call blink of actually separating. And I'm saying, I'm giving all credit to God. I'm just a vessel making these videos. For now, it's a goodbye. See you the next time.